Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV, and today we are looking at a range of Delta Armories called the Wraith series. This is just a little bit of a video of how to identify different Delta Armories, what's inside them, and how they can benefit you in-game with the features that they have. So we have the DAC08, 09, 10 and 11. These are all part of the new Wraith series, and we've got a selection of colours as well, just so you can see what visuals they come in, and then we'll have a look at their features. We've got some ETU ones, and we'll deep dive inside, and we'll even take them up on the range so you can see how these things shoot comparatively, and you can make a decision which one of these might end up in your armory, because they are very, very cool, super versatile when it comes to length, range, whatever type of gameplay you want to do. There is a Wraith rifle for you, all the way up to even like sniper delay and doing something crazy long range. So we will have a look at the C08 first. So what we mean by C when it comes to Delta Armory is it is a polymer build platform. So you have C, B and A. A lot of people think that's different grading. It's not. What it means by C as in a Charlie, Bravo and Alpha. A Charlie means you have a polymer rail and a polymer receiver. A Bravo would be a metal rail and a polymer receiver, and an Alpha is full metal. Does not change the functionality or the performance of the platform. Internally, they are identical. It is just externally how you want it to feel. So if you want it to be super lightweight, and that's what these are looking at, we have the Charlie, which is polymer rail and polymer body, keeping these things really lightweight and very maneuverable, with the CO8 sort of aiming towards that CQB, nice short front end, easy to maneuver, get round corners and cut through buildings very, very fast with this thing. You're not adding too much weight with a full metal body receiver and all that gumph. So this is also in the carbon version. So looking at it on here, we have a carbon finish on here, very different to what you'd expect from standard sort of colour profiles and things like that. Normally you get black, OD and tan. They have gone with a carbon, sort of a faux carbon version here. It was a little bit sort of Marmite in the office. Some people like it, some people don't. It is growing on me very, very quickly. I thought it was. I do quite like grey builds, so like the salient grey and sort of cold grey, like AK-105s and stuff like that. And this is giving very similar vibes, but a little bit different. So if you want something that's going to not necessarily stand out, but be very unique, the carbon versions are definitely a choice. So the C08 is one of the shorter of the multiple platform options that we have. So we have a short M-lock rail system on the front here, and as you can see, we just have a standard bird cage. So again, options for you to change and decide what you want on the front of this thing. There is a 14mm counterclockwise thread on there, so you can throw any type of device, whether or not it's a tracer unit, mist tracer, blast shield, anything you want will fit on the front. Every single one of these also comes with the 3 different rail sections on the front. They are not fixed in place. You can simply undo the 2 screws that are there and there. And again, all of them, you can just undo, slide them backwards and forwards, or remove them and put them in a different spot completely. Meaning that you can mount all your accessories exactly where they need them. If you don't need them, you can just remove them, leave them in the box, and then as and when you need them, you could attach them. So if you wanted to keep this super lightweight, remove them all, run it as is, or if you end up getting yourself a torch or a grip and it's not directly M-lock mountable, you can put the rail section back on. Coming to the top, again, all the range does have the rapid deployment iron sights that spring up, and we've got Riz across the top as normal. We do have controls that are standard across the Wraith range. We've got a fire selector on the left-hand side. Very good, nice detent on this. So once it's in place, it does not get knocked, flick back to safe or flick to full auto accidentally. It is locked in place really nicely. We have the standard stock on this one. So one of the identifying marks is the stock when it comes to Delta Armory. With the big sort of dual port-sided one, you can fit a really nice NIM battery nunchuck in here. This dictates that is standard internal. So this is a standard version 2 gearbox. Just grab and go, just plug it in, play, and you're good to go. There's no MOSFET, no nothing. Comes out the box about 320-ish FPS, but Inside, we do have a tight bore barrel, keeping that accuracy really nice for various different engagements, range and things like that, keeping that grouping on point. So moving on to the next one. So we're looking at the 9 here. So not much difference when it comes to the CO9. So we're still looking at a polymer rail and a polymer body. We still have that large stock for battery space. The difference here is obviously the rail length is an M-lock section longer. We've still got that 14mm counterclockwise thread, all the rail sections. We have the same 120 round mid-cap magazine release on the right hand side, and same as the others, we do have that rotary hop that you can see in there, meaning this thing will stick to where it is. When you have the gear or maybe some of the older slider style hop units, that once you set it, after you've dumped quite, especially on full auto, dumping mags or dumping rounds to it, they can sort of judder, and the vibrations of a platform can adjust your hop slightly. Most of the time it will adjust it off, meaning that after a while you'll start losing a bit of range and you'll have to reset it and do that. With the rotary one, once it's set, it's stuck in place, you're going to keep that hop setting all day, and with the rotary, that pressure is really consistent as well, so you could probably lift anything from a 2.5 to a 2.8 very comfortably with sort of what is essentially a premium budget platform. So again, the CO8, CO9 standard gearbox, but you are getting that 6.03 millimeter tight bore. It's coming out the box anywhere from 315 to sort of 325. Again, it will slightly change because you have a slightly longer barrel. In the CO9, you might get a little bit of a higher FPS just because of that tight bore option. So moving on to the C10 and the C11. Again, visually, extremely similar. So looking at identifying a C10 or an 11, ignoring the stock for now because all these come in an ETU version and a standard version and in various different colours. So with the C10, we are looking at very similar to the 08 carbon that we looked at a minute ago. We have that short 3M lock polymer rail system at the end, but instead of a flash hider, we have a little short 30 by 35 mil suppressor. It is foam filled, so it will have a minor audible benefit that's just taking that little bit of a crack off. Tight bore barrels, just the air release at the end. Indoors, it's probably more prevalent. Outdoors, again, it's going to be beneficial for when you're firing, it's going to be quite a downrange. So you might not necessarily notice too much of a difference, but the actual projection of sound downrange is suppressed, we'll call it, quite considerably. So they do actually have serve a function. But again, exactly the same as before. If you want to take it off, it's 40mm thread. Take it off, put whatever muzzle device you want on there. And these do have both threads on them. So if you have a different platform, it's very, very sort of rare to find a 40mm clockwise thread now, but it is out there. Some Aries have them, some gas platform have them. This suppressor has both, so when you are trying to reattach it, make sure you attach the correct size, because it's 40mm counterclockwise on one side and clockwise on the other, so if you try to grunch it on, you might damage the threads a little bit, so make sure you are putting it back on the right way around. Another identifying factor with Delta Armory across the range, not necessarily with the Wraith platforms, is when you find a platform with this slim style stock on it. Again, still very easy to open. There's a button at the back, drops open. You'll find a Dean's connector in there, and you will have a full stock tube for a battery. This stock indicates that it is an ETU or an Eagle model, which means that this is MOSFETted and has all the features that you'll want from a MOSFETted platform. Again, with it being CQB, you'd probably look at setting this thing up with maybe pre-cocking and a binary system. If you're wanting to go outdoors, there is also an AUG function. So what we mean by binary is when you pull the trigger, it will fire. When you release the trigger, it will fire. What we mean by AUG mode is that you have a semi-auto, and then if you pull and hold it for a period of time, it will then simply go into full auto. So it just means that you can sort of run this platform how you feel comfortable, how the controls are for you. You can set this thing up and run and gun it how you like. If we wanted to go to something slightly longer, so this is the C11. As you can see, we've got the suppressed front end, and we do have the ETU stock. Again, you could get the C11 not MOSFETted if you're wanting the larger stock for bigger battery capacity, or you're just wanting to save a little bit of money and not bother with an ETU, and you're just wanting to spray and pray with a standard gearbox. So if you want something a little bit longer, again, these functions are available in both ETUs, but if you wanted a longer platform and you wanted to build something maybe into a DMR, the Eagle does offer a semi-only function. So again, you could set that on both features, or if you want to go even further than that, it does have an electrical sniper delay function as well. So that locks your trigger out for a period of seconds. Again, check with your site what's allowed. Again, a lot of sites deem binary trigger as full auto, so you can't use them indoors in CQE or semi-only environments, but they are amazing for conserving ammunition and not just dumping 20 to 30 rounds that you would on full auto. You can get that effective rate of fire with probably half the rounds and still keep up that rate of fire nice and easy. So we do have that sniper option, we've got the binary option, we've got AUG, we've got sniper delay, and we even have burst functions on this. Again, if you're not wanting to do dump loads of rounds and it's quite a hectic environment, we do have 3 and 5 round burst options. All of these, again, regardless if it's ETU, standard, we have that rotary hop, we have that tight ball barrel, various different length, and again, there's going to be a slight FPS difference between a short and a long one. Again, it's probably negligible, but it's about 5 to 10 FPS. And again, depending on air seal and various different things, when we test these, it is just the one that we have out of the box. So there might be a slight 10% difference from gun to gun. So loads to take in there. We've got various different ways to ID them. Whether or not you want in the standard one with the flash hider and the bigger stock, or if you want an Eagle with a suppressor and a slimline stock and have all that functionality of an ETU. And again, in that bracket of a premium starter platform, these things are incredible value for money and super lightweight as well. I think most of them sit around that 2 kilo mark, if not less. So really maneuverable. Getting around, cutting around corners with this thing is really easy. Door work, anything like that. But these things still perform really well outdoors. So what we're going to do, we will take the CO8 carbon and we'll take the ETU ones and set them up on our range upstairs just to show you the functionality and the difference between what you're getting between a standard and ETU and what these features look like. So if you join me on the range just upstairs, and I'll see you in a minute. Hi guys, so we've made it up to the range. We have the CO8, this is the standard one. We'll show you this one first, just so you get a reference of what the standard AEG is like with the standard birdcage. And then we have the ETU model that we have set up with some pre-cocking and set the binary trigger so we can show you how that works. So again, this is one of the carbon models. So just a standard AEG, and just chatting off a few rounds. So again, CQB, it can be quite loud, so if you want to be sort of aggressive and scare the hell out of your enemies, that is definitely an option. So with this, obviously we have the binary, so when I pull the trigger and release the trigger, we will get a shot, which means that you can get a really strong rate of fire just on semi-auto. And in full auto. So as you can see, what we mean by binary is pull the trigger, release the trigger. And this allows that really potent rate of fire even in semi-auto. Obviously, that being said, in semi-auto, in CQB, that is considered full auto, and you can still hear the difference between a very short suppressor giving a definite audible difference. So that's the difference between the ETU and the standard version. So that is all the Wraith series. We've got the 8, 9, 10, and 11. Let us know down below which one you'd prefer. Do you need the ETU options? Do you need that pre-cocking? Is binary useful to you? Or do you just need a standard setup? Keep it cheap, keep it simple, and just run and gun with the rest of them. And how would you set yours up? Obviously at CQB, you want maybe a dot, maybe a magnifier and a grip. With the outdoor ETU version, how would you optic yours? Do you want a short dot or something with a little bit of magnification? Let us know in the comments below. But if that is everything for today, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.